everybody. Welcome to another episode of the No Stipulations podcast. I'm Logan, one of your hosts, along with my co host, Brendan. Say hi, Brendan.
Hello.
And today we are going to be running you through the last week of WWE programming from Friday Night SmackDown in San Antonio, Texas to
Houston.
NXT in Houston, Texas. You can drive 12 hours and still be in Texas.
Yeah, it's crazy how big that state is. But um I have in my SmackDown notes some very broad details, and you can after I'll run through the SmackDown, and then after I'm done reading these notes, you can kind of give me the little details that also happened within the show. How does that
Oh,
sound, Logan?
oh, brother.
What?
Just do the stuff. Do the segments. Just go. Go, go, go.
Okay. All right. So we open SmackDown with a car crash in the parking lot, and Jacob Fatu is the number one suspect as Talatonga is bloodied, and Jacob Fatu is put in the back of a police car. Solo and his crew march down the ring, and Jimmy shows up on the big screen telling them in the ring that Jacob is out and is looking for revenge as he's no longer the main suspect. Pierce says he isn't happy for the MFTs trying to frame Jacob, so Solo and Jacob will be fighting in a steel cage match at SummerSlam.
Yeah. In between those segments, we get a promo earlier. Our Truth and Dame Aleister Black from last week set up a match with Damien. He's coming in looking for Aleister, and he talks to Carmelo Hayes. Hayes says, I warned you. Damien's like, hey, I'm going to make him beg for forgiveness, and I'm going to shut people up. And he offers Carmelo a match tonight. Hayes says he's been looking for an opportunity like this, and he says, keep that action. And then, Damien wins. But it's good to see Carmelo not, uh, not wrestling with the Miz again.
Yeah.
Where is Miz? What's he been up to? I do got to point out, Carmelo tried to tune up the band during this one
In San Antone.
in San Antonio. But yeah, in the middle of the match, Aleister Black knocked Damien off the rope when he went for old school. Ref called for the bell. Black mass, and he sat down beside him. And then we get the segment of Jacob coming back.
I gotcha. Little bit of a sneak detail. I thought this was all going on in one segment, and while I was writing it, I'm like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, some of your stuff's out of order too.
Yeah.
Very much out of order. My goodness. Because next up, you had Stephanie versus Alba. And Brendan, who won?
Stephanie won, and after the match, Piper tried to attack her, but Stephanie, luckily, she escaped.
Yeah, I am of the belief that Stephanie's going to be tagging with Nikki Bella at SummerSlam against Chelsea and the Secret Service.
I think so
I
too.
They got to find one more partner. My money would be Brie. I could be
Bree
wrong.
mode.
What?
Bree mode.
Oh my god. But I was kind of disappointed by this match. Not because of either competitor, just that it was so short. They're both very talented wrestlers. And it was basically a squash match.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Someone's got to take the pin. Always in wrestling.
Right,
It
and
just comes with the territory.
like I said, I don't think anybody thought Alba was gonna pin Stephanie in this match. But at the same time, like, come on.
I think they're trying to hype Stephanie up as like the next big star in the women's division. So I think these squash matches might just have to come with the territory.
I don't really think they have to try that hard to hype her up. Everybody loves her.
I don't know. I don't know. Just creative decision. I don't know. I, I
Anyway, uh, what do we got? We got the Profits talking about the tag match tonight, and that tag match being the number one contendership for the tag titles. DIY actually mocks the Profits because they're not in the match because they just lost, which is just silly to me. But what are you gonna do? Thraxium, MCMG, and Fendrade are already there, and then comes DIY, and they wrestle.
yeah, they wrestle and they wrestle and they wrestle, and Andrade and Ray Phoenix they get the win and they become number one contenders for the tag team titles.
Very surprising to me.
Yeah,
Nothing against the two, but at the same time, uh, huh, really?
yeah. It seemed like at one point both of these guys were going to be kind of staples in that SmackDown mid card division, and then they suddenly get lumped into this tag team, and now all of a sudden they're one of the, I guess, in storyline top tag teams in this crowded SmackDown tag team division.
I have nothing against this team. It's a very entertaining
It is. It
tag
is
match.
very
Very,
entertaining. It just came out of
but
nowhere.
right, and I do think since the match being this coming week for us, it'd be 2 days from now. I doubt this is going to be it for the SmackDown Tag Division. My deepest hope is that, and you'll like this, Brendan, is that somebody interferes in the match, which leads to a multi-man ladder match at
Yes,
SummerSlam.
there we
Because there's
go.
no way they can snub the SmackDown Tag Division twice.
There's no way they can do that
Well, I say
twice.
that, but they're about to snub Bailey twice.
Yeah.
And I'm completely forgetting about Charlotte Flair's match, aren't I?
Yeah.
It was early in the show.
Yeah, it was early in the show. Charlotte Flair, defeated Raquel Rodriguez, and while Roxanne tried to distract Charlotte, it backfired. Bliss hit Rodriguez with her pom poms. Pom poms. Did she have pom poms at ringside?
Where are you getting your information from that you don't
I
know?
got this from WWE's SmackDown results page.
Oh,
WWE themselves. This is word for word, bar for bar, what they put out.
okay. Well, this is why we watch this show, Brendan. Before the match, Charlotte and Alexa were backstage, and Charlotte was like, "Hey, come out to be ringside at my match." And Alexa says, "What do I look like? A cheerleader?" Just like
Hmm.
Charlotte said. And Alexa's like, Charlotte says, "Yes, you do." And Alexa says, "Yeah, I'm a damn good one." And then they come out to the ring, and she has pom poms.
Ah, I gotcha.
One of my friends was, how do you say tweaking? He really likes Alexa Bliss,
Hmm.
and that did not help his obsession. Oh, also, let's not forget the Jimmy Kimmel appearance for Jelly Roll.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If for those that aren't aware or stayed off social media for last week, Randy
Lucky
Orton, Logan
bastards.
Paul, and Jelly Roll were on, and McIntyre, right? McIntyre
Yep.
was on Jimmy Kimmel as well. All four of them made an appearance, and Randy and Drew got into it, and Jelly Roll and Logan Paul got into it, and Jelly Roll put Logan through Jimmy's News Tonight table.
Let me tell you this. If I see Jelly Roll pin Drew McIntyre, I may have to burn down WWE
It's not going to be
headquarters.
McIntyre. He's going to pin Logan.
I have doubts that he's going to be involved in the pinfall at all. But if he pins Drew McIntyre, Triple H, I'm going to get your ass.
There's, I would be willing to bet money that that does not happen. There's no way that they're gonna let Drew eat the pin by Jelly Roll, of all people.
They don't seem to care about him.
They might not care about him like right now, but like there's no way that they don't care about him like that.
Not like he was in the best feud of the year last year. But whatever. What do I know? Anyway, to the main event. A segment. Fantastic. We
Yeah,
are getting a contract signing between John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed title match at SummerSlam.
yeah, and it seems like
Cody,
Cena's starting to show his old tendencies again.
what, being a bitch?
Being a bitch. Ooh.
Yeah, he's trying to back out of this match. Don't tell me you bought that. You can see the moment where they switch roles tweet.
I don't know. That was the one tweet that I saw from this segment.
This is Cena being a coward and trying to get out of the match, and Cody has had enough. Will they switch roles at SummerSlam? Maybe. I don't think so. But did they switch roles here? No, not even a little bit.
Yeah,
No.
I guess
Cena was
you
trying to
can't
get out of
take
this
like
thing.
a 1 and 15 minute, or excuse me, 1 minute and 15 second clip into context for the entire segment. So I could be wrong and you could be right, which is most likely the case. But
Say that again.
regardless, repeat what?
That I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah, that's most likely the case via the context that I received from that clip. We have two
Oh,
differing opinions, and one of us has to be right and one of us has to be wrong. You watched the show, I didn't, so it's pretty clear that you're most likely right.
oh, oh, baby. You don't know what that does to me.
What? Give you gratification?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been truly devoted to wrestling like I did like a couple weeks ago, not since after or not since Mania.
Bro has a job.
I do have a job.
What a loser.
Yeah. But anyway, the segment.
Yes. Cena says like, "Hey, my doctors said I can't wrestle because I'm not mentally well enough to do this." And Cody's like, "Oh, that's bullshit." And Cena's like, "You'll get a rematch, maybe in Paris, maybe somewhere else, but not at SummerSlam. Not at, okay." And then he walks out. And then Cody puts down the mic, runs out of there, and just starts beating the hell out of Cena. Gets him back in the ring. Cena grabs the title. Cody actually ducks it this time. He hits Cena with the title, and then he puts he puts Cena onto the table. And then it may be the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. Climbs the top rope, contract in hand.
I saw that.
Joe Test called it a frog splash. I'm not sure. That looked like a misaimed flying headbutt because that man went stiff as a board when
I,
he got up in the air.
I saw one tweet that said he looked like Sting in his mid 50s.
They got to get that man out of those suits. He
He
can't do it.
can't move. He can't move in those suits.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, after Cody puts Cena through the table, he forces him to sign the contract, which is not acceptable by the law, by the way. You cannot have another person's unconscious hand sign a contract. That
Yeah.
is not the same. And Cody looks at John. He says, "Oh, we're fighting at SummerSlam, buddy, but it's not just a title match. It's a street fight."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
They just pulled a lot of people back into this match.
I agree. Sometimes the stipulation is just what you need to get people involved in a storyline.
And you know what's going to happen? There's no way Cena doesn't run the blade.
Oh yeah, he's blading. He's blading for sure. How long
And
has
when
it been
that
since he
man
last bladed in a match? It's been a
Ooh,
while.
let's see
Think about
if
it. He went basically entire PG Cena run, I think, without, you know,
Extreme Rules 2012.
the Lesnar match.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh,
It's been a while.
both of them need to run the blade.
Oh yeah, for
You know,
sure.
you know who else should run the blade? Becky. Becky and Lyra. They gotta know. We're gonna learn about the result of that. We're gonna learn about their match later, but they need to run the blade. Let the ladies blade, man.
Are you a fan of the 2 night SummerSlam?
I, if it gets more people on the card, yes.
I
I
would
could
agree.
care. I could
I
care
like
less.
them adding Priest and Black onto the card. I like how they're likely going to add the SmackDown tag titles onto this card. I think more wrestling will always be better, just as long as it's not lazy storytelling, lazy wrestling.
Well, we have Jelly Roll wrestling, so who
Yeah,
knows?
it wouldn't be SummerSlam with that one piece of bullshit.
Mm-hmm. What was the piece of bullshit last year?
Piece of bullshit last year.
Let's
What
see.
was it?
SummerSlam
I
2024
don't know. Last year was actually a pretty damn
card.
good card, but
SummerSlam
I must be
2024.
thinking of something.
Let's see. We had Punk and McIntyre with Seth as referee. Cody versus Solo with Bloodline Rules. Bailey versus Naya. Liv versus Rhea. Logan versus LA. Sammy versus Braun.
Last year was actually probably one of the very few exceptions. They didn't need celebrity involvement. WWE at the time was already red hot without celebrities.
Bleh. It's gonna be Bloodline Rules. And that's my bullshit.
But yeah, last year's SummerSlam was poppin'. I had a thoroughly great time, and I told everybody how great of a card that was, and people were like, yeah, it's okay. But now people are like, oh yeah, that was a great card.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was SmackDown.
Yeah. SmackDown, and now we drive. Hang on. Now we drive 2 hours and 57 minutes over to the east to get to Houston for Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan.
Houston, Texas. We start off in the parking lot, which typically isn't a very good thing for WWE, but lucky for
Dangerous.
Dominic Mysterio, he got off easy. He's driving the Judgment Day into the stadium, and AJ is waiting to valet. And Dom says this is clearly harassment, but AJ deeply hopes he gets cleared today.
I love what AJ did this whole episode.
And there was this also another funny tweet that I saw. Did you see who was in the crowd? Are you at Disney?
Rainy Rodriguez.
Yes, the girl that infamously had multiple jobs.
Yep. Of course, she shows up the day AJ has 3 jobs in one episode.
Nothing is coincidence in wrestling, my friend. Triple H
All
has
right.
canonically watched Austin and Allie.
Wait, what?
He has children. You know that.
And
He canonically has watched Austin and Allie.
has anyone confirmed this?
Dude has children. Rainy Rodriguez is in the crowd, and AJ Styles all of a sudden has multiple jobs with this Houston show, which Rainy Rodriguez is in attendance. Rainy Rodriguez was, I can't remember her character name, but she was on Austin and Alley. Triple H, therefore, canonically, has watched Austin and Alley.
What did she play? Trish.
Trish, there you go.
She was also in Paul Blart. Mall Cop.
But you ain't slick, Triple H. We know. We know. And that's fine, because Austin and Alley was a pretty good show.
And nobody remembers the celebrity they were actually showing during that segment.
I honestly don't care. Who was it?
I don't know.
They were in Houston, so who could it be? Not Travis, because although he's from
Well,
Houston, he doesn't show up to Monday Night Raw. He only does the big shows. Am I right?
yeah, and I don't think he's going to be doing that either.
Yeah. Who would it be? I can't think.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? That's not what.
On with the show.
Yeah.
CM Punk comes out, says, "Hey, when I came back, my goals were to main event Mania, check, and become heavyweight champ." Right there, almost there. He puts Gunther over. He's excited to be in the ring with him. To Big Gunt, to his fans, he wants to remind everyone he's not just a wrestler, he's the best in the world. Out comes the said man. And I think part of the reason I like this feud so much is it's just two guys who want to wrestle. They don't have like long-standing history between each other. They want to wrestle. They
Yeah.
want a title. That's it. Yeah, Big Goont comes out, cut the shit, no drama. There's similarities between us. We got the same goals, we got the same desires. I'm the best in the world because I have the title, and the bell has to ring, Philip. I'm gonna kick your ass, and you're gonna wake up looking at the lights, and then the degenerates are chanting for him for the rest of his life. Triple H is never going to be able to erase Gunther tapping out.
Yeah.
Because why was that a booking decision? Why did he tap out to Jey Uso?
I don't know. It was one of the many things wrong with that WrestleMania
They
card.
started off Mania with fucking shit show.
But
Just for him to choke him out later.
anyways, we go backstage with Stephanie Vicaire. This is about Chelsea and her Hervis, which she says is not her problem. Naomi comes in and introduces herself, says she wins at SummerSlam and it's going to be them at Paris. Naomi says Io was walking Stephanie like a dog, and Naomi says, "See you in Paris."
See you in Paris, wee wee. I love Naomi. I
Naomi's
love what
doing
she's
some of the
doing.
best work of her career right now, and I love it.
They're just letting her be herself. I saw somebody say that she's. This is not either. This is obviously neither our place to say, but growing up in Louisiana, I think we have a fair amount of experience. Somebody said she's not even being a heel; she's just being black.
That's funny.
And I don't. And I don't want to say yes or no to that because I don't. You know, not going to dig myself a hole. But that was a funny video that I saw. Anyway, up for Rusev versus Sheamus. Moose went for the brogue kick out the blocks. Rusev was beating his ass. He kept trying to cheat. He pulled that connector pad off again, but Sheamus blocked him, slaying him into it instead. And Rusev grabbed the shillelagh, and then Shea Butter brogued him in the face. And despite a late count, got the win.
Yeah. And next up, we have an El Grande Americana interview. Byron
Oh my
Saxton
god.
is interviewing the German Mexican American luchador who speaks fluent Spanish, fresh off
Where
of
the
a
hell did
Duolingo
that come from?
session. I don't
They
know.
had cute they had to have cue cards behind him.
He
There's no way.
he likely had that in his back pocket and wasn't telling anybody.
I just
Either that
I don't
or
know.
I don't know, man. But Spanish sounded pretty good.
It did. That's kind of unnerving.
Maybe he really is a El Grande.
Why is he taller than the last one?
I don't know. He just came back from a mission in space. I don't know. He's got
What?
stretched taller. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. This character has like very few limbs left to stand on. Just unmask him.
Yeah.
They should have unmasked him at WrestleMania, and it should have died there. But no, they had to have him. They would have had him beat Rey Mysterio, which is just,
Yeah, and unfortunate for Ray's injury, I think it was best that he wasn't on that card to lose to El Grande.
yeah. Jesus. Okay.
What if Ray
Gee,
was like, "That doesn't work for me, brother.
I would
That
have been
doesn't work
so.
for me, brother."
I would have been happy with that. That doesn't work for me, brother. Okay, keep on with the segment.
But Dragon Lee does not like him disparaging his culture, and then they scrap.
Yep, simple as put. We go backstage. Lyra runs up on Bailey. They have a tag. Everyone on Twitter was confused because they had a tag title match set for tonight. And
Really?
Lyra's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? We just beat each other up last week. Come on. And Bailey's like, hey, we're getting that WrestleMania match we never got, huh? Eh? And Lyra's like, what are you talking about, man? I don't like you. I don't want to team with you. Go away. And then Bailey's like, hey, we got matching gear. Let's go. And then they get ready to go.
Yeah. We got the tag team title match qualifier. We got the New Day versus the Creeds versus LWO. Dragon Lee comes out mid match and Grande attacked him. The Creeds got upset at Grande, and Joaquin Wilde rolled up Kofi to win the contendership for the LWO.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
The LWO is going
I
to
thought they
be
were
in the.
dead in the water as soon as Zelina left.
I thought they were dead in the water before that.
They were, but I thought Zelina was going to be the nail in the coffin.
What do you mean they pinned Kofi Kingston? What? The notorious pin eaters in the SmackDown in the Raw tag division are are potentially going to SummerSlam. Let me say this: if this match makes SummerSlam and the SmackDown division doesn't, bad things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Anyway, going to Joshi's backstage. Kyrie, Asuka, Io speaking on their plans. Io's talking about her friendship with Rhea, and Asuka's like, "Are they really friends?" And apparently, Asuka is uh planting seeds of doubt within Io's mind. But the Kabukis leave, and Stephanie's like, "Hey, let's fight again." Io says, "Last time I checked, I had you beat." Stephanie says, "Okay, but the bell didn't ring for either of us. Let's do it again. Let's do it now." And Io says, "Sure, let's do that tonight." Which
Ooh.
the crowd went crazy for, as they should have. But yeah. Anyway,
We continue what seems like a really, really good Raw card with more Dominic Mysterio, which, as we know, is always a good thing.
yeah,
Pierce is making sure Dom goes and gets evaluated. Dom says he's not stalking and is he's not
stalling.
stalling, excuse me, and is going to help the ladies. Bumps into AJ, who is mopping and waiting anxiously. And an angry New Day walks by. Nothing makes sense. The boys say they've lost it. They need advantage, and they need an advantage. Excuse me. Grayson walks in and says A-Town Down Under is finally dead because Austin is injured. Grayson says he can be their ace, and they don't seem very interested.
Let me get this straight. They've been teasing this breakup for about a year. They wasted our time for 10 months, practically.
Yeah, they did. It was fucking up. He can't.
And they break up off screen? Are you kidding me?
You should have just sent him to NXT and be like, Sean, I know you can fix what uh, I made a mess of.
Dude, he did fix it. They fought at Vengeance Day
I
against
know.
Obafemi. That should have been the breakup.
Yeah, it should have.
Now Austin's hurt. And
Yeah,
sigh.
they whether it be Otis or Austin Theory, it seems like
He
Triple
just
H can't
won't pull the
really.
trigger.
He can't capitalize on momentum.
It's very exhausting.
Yeah, I was very disappointed and what they did with Otis, what they did with Gable, what
That
they're
was a
doing
nightmare.
with Austin Theory.
It's just a mess.
It seems like while from the top of the card, it seems like they're handling those talents very well. Whenever it comes to like the lower mid card or even the mid card at times, like they can't handle some of these talents or like doesn't know what to do creatively for these talents when like their talent in the ring honestly speaks for itself, and that should be enough to carry them by, or even just the stories that they're involved in. It's as simple from going point A to point B. They just don't capitalize on it.
Yeah, exactly. They need to pull the trigger sometimes. But before that, we have Becky having a proposition. And of course, she advertises Happy Gilmore too. And says she should be at the premiere instead of this dump in Houston, Texas.
Houston,
And
Texas.
she says no one should have two belts. I'm sick of Lyra's greed. Needless to say, she did remind everyone that she won two belts at MetLife at Mania 35, which is the location of SummerSlam this year. Lyra comes out as called. Becky says, hey, when you lose, you can never challenge for the title again. And Lyra's like, sure. My problem here is that I never take it far enough. I accept her terms. However, no countouts, no DQs at SummerSlam. And the crowd did not deserve this show. Even a little bit. Because when they heard that, they didn't make any noise. Just sad. Because these two in a no DQ match, oh baby. That's going to be graps for days. You're going to see shit you never think you'd see in a wrestling match.
I'm excited for that match.
You're going to see what the Irish do.
Yeah, I'm happy I get weekends off.
uh, yeah. Becky says, sure, man, but before you go, you disrespected me enough. You won't disrespect the title. Respect me and the title. Shake my hand. Lyra goes too, but Becky, goes out. And Becky eats a manhandle slam. Out comes Bayley as Lyra holds the title high.
Yeah, the build for this match, although it's not perfect in terms of what Bayley and Lyra are looking to do for the tag titles, which I'm gonna let this play out before I say is either a good or a bad thing. Um, this is a really good build for the women's IC title.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's got the best build going on for any title in the division.
I'm super happy
Just
what they did with that Raw women's mid card title.
me too.
We started
Lyra,
the basically the whole titles journey with like, oh, she's just having matches, and they didn't really know what to do for her creatively. But as soon as Becky came into the picture and Bayley came back into the picture,
right.
it's been really good.
Honestly, I think the title should just bumper card between the three of them for the next year. Just bump back and forth. Lyra wins, Bayley wins, Becky wins,
Just
back and
hot
forth
potato.
until exactly. Just here you go. Now you have it. Now you have it. Like a few months reign for each of them.
The women's intercontinental 24/7 championship belt, but it's only for these three women. Only these three
That would,
women can fight for it.
that would be incredible.
Oh,
R-Truth puts on a wig and still wins via roll up somehow.
oh man.
Where the hell are we?
We're next up. We have the tag team title match.
Okay.
Dominic was at ringside, looking pretty healthy. Uh, Dom taunted Lyra after interrupting the match. Raquel went to kick her, but hit Dom in the mouth with a boot, and doctors check in. Uh, and AJ is out there, dressed in official's gear. During the distraction, Becky throws Lyra into the steps, which leads to a series of counters a blind tag from Raquel and a Tijuana bomb to retain.
Tejana.
Tahana? What did I say?
Tejana.
Tijuana?
Yep.
Uh, Sorry about that.
But yeah. I just I'm sick of women's matchings getting interrupted by Dominic Mysterio. Get him out of there. I don't care. I don't care. Get him out of there.
Did it just carry over into the next segment? How did that come about? Oh, that was because the tag match was next and Dom was just ringside to support.
Yes, you silly goose.
Sorry. I had it scrolled down to where I couldn't see what was ahead.
Anyway, Kathy's interviewing Sammy. He's supposed to be out indefinitely, but Sammy says, I probably have time, but I'm done dealing with Cross. Doesn't matter, I gotta get him out of my way.
Yeah. And I before I start this segment, I just want to point out that although Dom hasn't been having matches for the IC title to defend, this is exactly what you need to do with a title to keep people interested in the division. This is the exact opposite of what was happening with the Judgment Day and the tag titles. As we can see here backstage, Dom is looking panicked and is looking for AJ. Pierce says today is the day. Stop stalling. Give up the title or get evaluated right now. Dom says it's his title, and Pierce says, get there now. And Finn says, get some lollipops.
Yeah, just because they haven't had matches, it hasn't been the best. But this has still been a pretty entertaining build.
It has, and they've
Just
done it in a
because,
very creatively funny way as well.
right, like you're talking about with the Judgment Day's titles, which I still don't think, which they haven't defended since they won. Um, Dominic has an active pursuer.
Yes, exactly.
He just keeps cutting backstage, and AJ's like, "I'm watching you.
It seems
Just,
like
just you
with
wait."
those Raw tag titles, it's just like whoever's
They just
going
don't
to
know what to
fight them
do
for
with them.
convenience,
They
and
don't know what
it's
to do with them.
just decided on the show, and they defend next week and repeat cycle.
It's weird. The problem is that you turn over to the SmackDown tag division, and you see 7 excellent teams. 8 once Pretty Deadly's healthy. And then you look at Raw, and it's a couple of teams that have promise,
Mhm. Are we
and
getting
then JD McDonough.
Are we getting that WWE draft again after SummerSlam?
I think so.
Okay, because I'm honestly hoping that Andrade and Ray Phoenix they get moved to Raw.
You know what? I wouldn't mind that, but then also you have Penta and Phoenix on the same brand, and they're
Maybe
not.
they start
But
entertaining
you
the
have,
idea of a trios tag division.
oh God, no, don't start
No?
that. They can't book a regular tag division.
Yeah, I guess if you shouldn't go out of your way to try and complicate things even more.
I do think that a team should go to some Raw in the draft. I don't know who.
More tag teams
Probably,
to Raw.
yeah, probably. Mm,
If a feud gets stale, break up two rivaling tag teams, split them up so they don't see each other, and then
yeah,
maybe trade teams.
I would say probably DIY or Motor City Machine Guns over
Yeah,
Raw.
and then you send some other tag team away that you can do a lot more work for improvement on. Like, who would you send over? Some tag team that isn't getting a lot of attention.
Dude, imagine the Creed brothers on SmackDown.
Yeah, they'd just be hot potatoing back and forth, back and forth.
They would be hooping so hard.
Yeah, I think that is likely. Well, would you break up? Who gives a shit with them and El Grande? Honestly,
Yeah, I don't care. I don't think El Grande should have ever existed, but whatever.
But where are we at right now? Did you finish after the Dom
Uh,
backstage segment?
Sammy versus Cross. Scarlett gave Carrion a steel pipe. Ref came by. She couldn't hand it off yet. Sammy, rib tape rolled completely up. Lined up for the haluva, but Scarlett grabbed his foot. Caused enough of a distraction for Cross to beat Sammy to death and get the win.
Nice. Gets the win off of Sammy. That's really cool.
What did Sammy do to deserve this?
Nothing. Cross just got a shit ton of fans behind him.
This and the Jey Uso push are examples of why they shouldn't listen to fans.
How so?
Jay can't wrestle, neither can Cross. And it's just why are we having guys who Cross had perhaps the most boring Sami Zayn match I think I've seen. And that's hard to do. That is a very hard thing to do. He just doesn't excite me. The luster has worn off from that promo he
Yeah.
did following WrestleMania.
They should have just struck
And
while the iron was hot. You know, the same
it's been
conversation that we went back on.
it's been 3 months since that happened.
They need to know when
He
to
has
pull the
had
trigger.
he's had like 2 matches. Ridiculous.
That's another one of those talents that they didn't strike while the iron was hot, and they suffered for it.
Anyway,
But next up, we go backstage. AJ and Adam waiting on the ruling on Dom, and Doctor says there's more waiting for the paperwork. Dominic attacks AJ from behind and grabs the paperwork and announcing that he's cleared. Hmm.
yeah, interesting. They need to look. They need to let the kitty gloves off of Dominic. Let the man wrestle. Let him do his job. Because he's a good wrestler, and they have completely missed on his post Mania capitalization. Because the pop he got when he won that thing, again, strike while the iron's hot.
Mm-hmm.
They did no such thing.
Let's keep our personal opinions to ourselves until after the show. Let's kind of go through this later part of the Raw show. What do we have next, Logan?
Up next, we have pure fucking hoops, man. Io and Stephanie Vaquer. This crowd did not deserve this match at all, because they just wouldn't make any noise. They should all be burned. What? Who said that? But after a good 10, 15 minutes of real graps, the Secret Harvest comes out and interrupts. Of all people. Chelsea attacked Stephanie, which ended the match in DQ. Io and Steph both cleared the ring. But then Naomi appeared, pushed Io into Stephanie. She's beating her ass, and out comes Rhea. The crowd woke up for that. That's for sure. She dropped Naomi, and then all three faces laid out Chelsea Green.
All right. Next, we have the Roman Reigns segment. Obviously, Roman Reigns
No.
returns, the match graphic that we've seen 40 billion times. He comes out and he, does his normal stuff. He gets his stuff in. He says, "Acknowledge me. I am the OTC one. Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, CM Punk, giant white teeth. You get it." He says, "Acknowledge me" again, and then Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Jey Uso run in.
Brendan, I hate to tell you this. I actually love to tell you this. That was just my predictions for the segment.
Ah,
That was just me
well,
guessing what he was going to
let's
talk
see
about.
let's see how right you got it. Tell us what happened with this segment.
Oh my god. Okay, the Seth group actually came out first. Paul says, "Hey, I got a lot to get off my chest before Roman comes out." Cue the drums. And Paul says, Roman gets in the ring. He's like, Sorry for the bad start today. And then he insults Texas. Uh, says, hey, Seth's going to be out for a long time. But we don't have a leader. So you could come back. He tells his tribal chief that he loves him. Roman calls him a dumbass. He warns Braun that history's going to repeat itself with Paul's betrayal, self-indulgence. Puts over the OG bloodline. Says none of that was because of Heyman. Wrong. And then he says, acknowledge me. He has to get his stuff in. He says, we weren't a faction because of Heyman, because that was God's work. And I welcomed Paul into my family, and you threw it all away for Punk. And Braun takes the mic, and not his best work. Says, we don't want you here anymore. I'm the top dog now. Do what's best and leave. Roman says, I didn't hear any of that shit. And he tosses Braun his mic, and Superman punches him the old, hey, look at that. He lays into Bronson, pushes him, but then Braun cuts him in half. Bronson climbs for Tsunami. Jay comes out for the save. The Samoans stand tall.
Next,
It would later be proposed by Roman Reigns on social media to Jey Uso for a tag match against the Brawns at SummerSlam. And a few minutes ago, according to TMZ Sports, that challenge was accepted by Paul Heyman.
all right, that's pretty cool.
This better not main event.
So it is 2 nights. Who knows?
It shouldn't main event either of them.
All right, we got NXT in Houston, Texas. Booker T is, of course, opening the show as he is from Houston, Texas. And ROW Wrestling, his promotion, is based in Houston, Texas. He's pumping up the crowd for the upcoming show. And can you dig that, sucker?
Now, you get some Kavorka in your voice. You got to really say it.
Sucker!
Now, the whole thing.
Can you dig it, sucker?
There it is. Well said. Have an 8-person tag match was made last week. Hank and Tank Zaruka versus the Culling. Everybody was cooking. Spears gave Tatum a doll that she's been carrying around. Lights went out. Dark State appeared. And in the distraction, a fan video later revealed that Tatum stabbed Zarya in the eye with the doll and hit her with the Psycho Trap. Lights came back on, and Tatum Paxley gets a rare pinfall victory. That makes me happy.
Going to the parking lot. Jordan earlier was banned from the arena. She said she was going to get her hands on Blake one way or the other, and she walked away.
And then she posted on social media, sneaking in through a crate. Which, you know, the obvious camera isn't there video. Then we go to JC Jane, who is now double champion for some fucking reason. Congratulations and all to her, but really? It was enough when she beat Stephanie, because like Steph had to lose eventually. She lost dirty. She went up to Raw immediately after. Okay, sure. But to have her pretty much bury the TNA Knockouts champion is a bit much. TNA needs to stand up for themselves. They really do.
Yeah.
Because they have one of their biggest shows of the year, and they involve Bubba Ray issuing a Hardys versus Dudley's one last time challenge for October. Can Devon even wrestle? Can he take a bump? Or is he gonna die?
I don't know.
But yeah, JC says, I'm at the top of 2 divisions. It's cliche, everyone says they're the best champion, but I'm not cliche. And then finally, mercifully, Lash Legend comes down, cuts her off, says, you're delusional, get off your high horse. It's time for Lash to lash out, because everyone was talking about me at Evolution, not you. Jada comes out, says it's her time. JC says, I'll let you handle this, and then tells the girls to get him. They do not get him. They just stand there like, whoa, me? Are you serious? Her? She's like, she could eat me. They don't say that, but they thought it. The girls, yeah, they do not get him. But JC starts swinging, and the Fatal Influence are quickly discarded. to the wayside.
Yep, we go backstage on my personal favorite, Ricky Saints and Javon Evans talking about Javon's notes. Ricky says don't think too hard about it and asks for an exchange for his notes on Jasper. Fires his own advice back at him and don't think too hard.
Um, yeah. Side note, they said this at the top of NXT because it happened earlier in the day. Rest in peace to WWE Hall of Famer and first and foremost, rock legend Ozzy Osbourne,
Mm-hmm.
the Prince of Darkness. 76. It is incredible that he's lived that long.
For real.
Rest easy, Ozzy. Mama, he's coming home. Back to wrestling. NQCC, they're hyping Ren up for her match tonight. Miles is also there to support her, and then Lexus is just kicking shit around in the background. We'll find out what that was about later.
Yeah, Ricky versus Jasper. The two spilled outside the ring and fought around there. The ramp collapsed under a fallen Ricky, and Jasper jumped onto him. Jasper beat the count and got a count out win.
Yeah, I feel like that ramp was supposed to collapse after it did. It was supposed to collapse when Jasper jumped on him, not before, like it did. I don't know. Yeah, backstage, Trick says he's calling out Taker, not the other way. Wes offers high rise. Trick says, nah. Javon laughs at him. Trick says, shut up, mind your business. And then Evans is like, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go see this happen.
Next, we got Trick and Taker. Rattles off his wins and how he's been right about warning people to stay out of his way. Says Taker has never held two brands down at the same time. Says LFG got Taker feeling soft and he's got no problem calling Taker out because this is Trick and A. Out comes the dead man. Says Trick had everything but respect. Says the old Trick had that dog in him and that this version of Trick isn't it. Says you can have it all, but if you got your attitude, it ain't about losing the title. Pride goeth before the fall. Says he's been trying to teach, but Trick don't give a damn about LFG. Nobody on that team is a superstar like Trick is. Nobody in TNA nor NXT nor WWE is. Taker says Trick is too light in the ass to step up to an OG. You want to dance with the devil? I'll flip that switch, but you won't like it. Choke slam for the TNA champ.
You know, you can say whatever you want about Undertaker lately, but this means they have full faith in Trick Williams. Because you know the last person he came out and chokeslammed?
Was it Braun Breaker?
It was Braun Breaker.
High praise.
Yeah, definitely. I think this just says I think Trick is one of the better promos in NXT. I think he just once he refines his in-ring skills, he'll be major. He'll be a big player.
Agreed.
I think this was a big thing for him. And again, whatever you want to say about the Undertaker these days, this is huge. This means they have complete and utter faith in Trick Williams. I love that for him. But Fatal Influence backstage, they're like, hey, okay, who gets Lash? Who gets Jada? Michelle McCool steps in. Apparently, she's there. She says, you get you, Fallon and Lash, and then Jasmine gets Jada.
Alright, next we go. Rin St. Clair versus Blake Monroe.
Her first match.
Yeah, her first match. A firm win for Blake off of a DDT. Jordan snuck into the arena through a production crate, as you said, and ran out as Blake Monroe was going to cut a post-match promo. She beat the tar out of security and tried to headbutt Blake, but ate a DDT onto a chair.
I love it. This feud's going to be good. It's going to be very entertaining. Then we go to Ethan Page. He is celebrating his status as the best North American wrestler of all time. Plans to bring more honor, dignity, and class to the title than anyone before him. And he pulls out two Canadian flags and says, going forward, representing all this mess down here, it's now got the Canadian strap, but with the North American like symbols and shit. And he says, now to claim yourself as North American champion, it comes with the Canadian standard of excellence. He says everything in Canada is better than America, and he's very close to right. He starts the Canadian anthem, "Oh, Canada." And Santino's music plays. He says, "You got a big mouth, Ethan Page." He says, "The people here are good. Canadians don't all think like you. Ethan, none of these things you say. You are none of the things you say a champ deserves. I'll see you next week." And Ethan challenges him right now, but Santino pulls out the Cobra. What the hell is going on in NXT that we're going to get Santino Marella wrestling in 2025? What the hell?
Hell if I know. We go backstage, and Trick limps down the hallway. Oba and Trick stare down, and JC pushes past them. We also continue backstage. Javon is still taking notes. Yoshi asks for advice on how he is a friend. Javon says, "I got you." Yoshi says you got plenty of time to figure out what's next for him. It's NXT Gold. Cut to NQCC. Miles jabs at Charlie and mocks him. Chuck tells him to get away. Bubba tells him nah. Huge Ren? Question mark. And sets up another Tavion and Chuck match. Lexus
He
King.
hugs Ren, excuse me.
What's that?
Hugs Ren.
Ah.
He's like, "I'm so proud of you."
I swear you're only doing this on my segments.
It's coincidence.
Yeah. Nothing. It's a coincidence, like I said. But Lexus King reveals what he's been doing. He says Miles isn't really deaf. He's been wearing noise-canceling headphones and thinks it's a crock of shit.
Is this what we're doing, NXT? What the fuck? I don't understand. What, Sean? Lay off whatever you're doing. I know you're hopefully clean. Like, lay off. We got a triple threat match for the NXT title. Briggs kept Yoshi from winning the title at least 3 times. And at the end, Yoshi dropped him and hit the big splash on Oba, which was met by a moonsault from Briggs and a near fall. And Yoshi and Briggs brawled a while. And then Oba came out of nowhere, just knocked Briggs out with that uppercut. And then he hit the fall from Grace to retain. Did you see the clip of Oba coming back into that ring?
No, I have not.
Sweet Mary, it looks like a freight train. But yeah, he retains. But that's not the end of the show, is it? Is it, Brendan?
No, it is not.
Because backstage, Javon, still taking notes, still 21 years old, still trying to figure out what to do next. When The Undertaker walks in, he says, "You still trying to figure it out?" Javon's like, yeah, I am. And Taker says, "Keep going after the biggest dog in the yard." Mama, I need Oba versus Trick. Oba versus Javon. 1-on-1. I need it. I need it like I need air.
And that will end it for this week of WWE programming. Overall, pretty good week.
Yeah, pretty good. SmackDown's still at 2 hours. It still feels kind of clunky, but what are you doing? What are you going to do? But, man, it is hot outside. My air conditioner isn't working right. You got work. I got not work. And, yeah, that is the end of our show. Probably going to come out just short of an hour.
Yeah, we are at 59 minutes right now.
Okay. How many seconds?
8 seconds.
Okay. Let's just give it 5 seconds of silence. And there we have it. That is an hour of the show. Brendan, you want to take us out?
Yeah, I'll take us out and I'll actually hit that 1 hour. Thank you all so much for watching the No Stipulations podcast. You can follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube and Twitch. You name it, we'll be there. And thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next episode of the No Stipulations podcast, number 25, quarter of 100. We will see you there.